Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, Virgo? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Y'all doing all right? Happy Thursday. Thankful Thursday. Grateful, thankful. I hope you all are in a good energy space. I want to say that I love you. Thank you all so much for coming out to my lives. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your beautiful energy. Absolutely love you guys. Let's get into the reading. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on with you. All right, on this beautiful Thursday. Thankful Thursday. It's a lot to be grateful and thankful for, right? So let's see. Spirit. Okay. A lot of wisdom. The wisdom card came out, Virgo. What Spirit is saying is that what's the verse? God grant me the serenity prayer to accept the things that I cannot change, but change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I feel like what Spirit is saying in here, through our life lessons, experiences that we all have encountered on this journey called life, the Spirit guides want you to focus more on the things that you can change about your life, change about yourself, change going forward in your life, and not to dwell on things that you can't change and that you can't control, that you cannot bring back or change. I feel like what Spirit Guides God is saying is that make that a lesson learned. You know, the things that you cannot change, but concentrate on the things that you can, and the wisdom to know the difference between them two. Now that we live and we learn, and that in the process of living and learning, that we become better. Our wisdom, gain more wisdom at what it is or what we can do different about our life. It's called life lessons. Life lessons. Wisdom. Tell me more, Spirit. Empowerment. Yeah. Like with this empowerment, be empowered today to take back control of your own life. Stop beating yourself up about what went wrong, why didn't something happen, or beating yourself up about only what you knew at the time that you were going through what you went through. Some of you are still beating yourself up. Some of you are really beating yourself up over things that you no longer have control or hold control over. You're still beating yourself up over things that it has already happened. It's happened. It's happened. It's time to move on. You know? And I feel like empowerment is that encourage yourself, empower yourself to move forward and work on the things that you can change, and not focus on what you can't change. Being true to yourself, being authentic, being real with yourself, being honest with yourself, and I feel like as we go through life on this journey, this path, this journey that we go through, that it's a lot of things that we don't understand about ourselves, right? There's a lot of things that we just want answers, and we want closure, and we want to know why we didn't get closure, why those things happen, and we keep dwelling on things that are actually taking our energy away from us. And when you learn to let go of those things that is holding power over you, holding power over your consciousness, holding power over your mind, body, and soul, once you release that energy and put that energy on things that you can change now, right now, in this present moment, right now in your life, where you see your life at right now, then I promise you that things will become clearer and much better for you. Being true to yourself, being honest, being your authentic self. Having an epiphany, it's changing your perspective. having an epiphany and changing your perspective on how you see whatever it is that you went through in life, whatever it is that you went through in your past, or whatever that happened, or whatever trauma, or whatever it was that you had that happened to you, changing your perspective on how you see your life now. Your perspective. Sometimes in life things become outdated, okay, out of focus. This is prime time to look at your life from a whole new perspective. Sometimes things has to come to an end. You remember, I don't know if y'all, I've said it a lot of times in my readings, that everything has an expiration date on it. And sometimes things are outdated, and time to change your perspective and update your software, which is your consciousness. And I feel like Spirit Guides God is saying to let go of what you can't control. And I know for some of you, it's going to be very hard for some of you to really let go of what you can't control, because you're used to controlling things. You're used to being in control of your life, in control of what it is that you want to hold on to, and what is it that you don't want to hold on to, because you're always in control and you're used to controlling. That's what you want, is control. But Spirit said you got to let this one go. For some of you, you just got to take this loss. For some of you, you just got to take this loss. Some of you just got to let it go. You can't change it. It can't be changed. Time is gone. You can't get back time as time is gone. Some of you are still holding on to the past of something that happened 15, 20 years ago. Some of you are holding on to something that you have no control of no more. It has expired. Some of you need to update your software, which is your consciousness. Change your perspective on how you see what it was that happened to you that you're still holding on to. Resentment, bitterness, anger. And what it does is sets you back in stagnation, and it causes you to sabotage your life, and it causes you to procrastinate in life, and it stunts your growth and stops you from living, because you're still focused on something you can't change. Still focused on something that you cannot, absolutely, you have no control of. Improvement. In life, there is always room for improvement. Today, take a moment to see what you can be doing better. Change the things, you can't change the things you can't change, but change the things that you can, and the wisdom to know the difference about what it is. That means that, what you can do better for yourself now. Now that you're in this energy of yourself. Now you're in the energy of yourself. What is it that you can do better for yourself? Empower yourself, encourage yourself, change your perspective on how you see your life, your situation, and I promise you it will improve. Learning how to transmute and transform and update your psychological thoughts will have you in a whole better direction of life, if that makes sense. Sometimes we go through things in life for the betterment. For the betterment. We go through things in life for the betterment. We go through things in life to improve ourselves, our life called journey. Yeah, exactly. You just have to leave it behind. Just walk away and leave it behind. Let it go. It done happened. Eight of Cups. Whoever left you, whoever walked away from you, whatever walked away from you, whatever done to you, whoever you walked away from, whatever the situation you had to walk away, you can't change the situation. It's already done. But you know what you can do? You can change yourself for the better. Sometimes in life we have to take this journey. Sometimes in life we have to take a loss. Sometimes in life we must keep going. Regardless of who walked away or if you walked away, we still got to keep walking on this journey called life. It's a long road ahead. It's a long road. And we got to keep going. No matter who or what walked away from us, we must keep going. Along the way on this journey as we're going, if you can just imagine you're on a long trail, a long path, and on that path you're going to walk, you're going to run into a lot of different obstacles, a lot of different things you're going to encounter on that path. If you see yourself on that yellow brick road, on that path of that road of destination of where you're trying to go or where you're headed to, and on that road, along that road, you're gonna come to a lot of stops, a lot of bumps, a lot of roads, a lot of rocks, a lot of branches, a lot of trees, a lot of animals, a lot of snakes, a lot of on that path. But it's up to you how you maneuver and how you maneuver through that path that you're on, that journey called life. You can't stop in the middle of the road. You can't turn around because you done came too far. You got to keep moving. You got to keep going. But you just have to learn how to navigate through it. You got to learn how to navigate through life. It's not easy, I know. It's not easy. But it's well worth it. Life isn't fair, but the fairness of it is getting through it, overcoming, and becoming better at it. That's where the fairness and the perseverance is at, and the determination and the willpower to keep going down that path, that journey called life. Life is amazing, and it's going to have some stumbling blocks, but one thing I feel like Spirit wants you to do is let go of the energy of trying to control what you can't control. Let it go. Let it go. You can't change it. It's not going to change. It's done, and it's time to change your perspective and move forward in life for what it is that you're really meant to do, and that is to get all your wish fulfillments. You've been waiting a long time ever since you walked away from a situation that you were in maybe 9 years ago, 8 years ago. 17 years ago is very significant. You walked away from a situation and you've been wondering, when is your cups going to be fulfilled? When is your wish going to be granted? I feel like some of you, Spirit guides, God had to get you to a place where you actually realize that what's done is done. What's done is done. Nothing you can do about it. Let it go. Let go of the bitterness, the hatred, the whatever that you've been bottled up inside for so many years, and realize that is not changing anything by holding and grasping onto it. Is just making you not live. It's making you not become your higher self. It's making you not evolve. It's making you not taking chances and living life and being happy. That's all it's doing, is stopping you from living. But I feel as though that you had to change your perspective on how you see it. You had an epiphany that you had to change how you were thinking. You really had to dissect and really change what was holding you back from your destiny. And what was holding you back from your destiny was actually you holding you back from your destiny. When sometimes you felt like it was people and family and friends that was trying to stop you and blocking you from where you were going, when in fact it wasn't. It was you in your own way. It wasn't never them, it was you. You was creating them into your reality, so it looks like it was them that was stopping you from your blockages, when in fact you were blocking your own self. They were just someone. Your family and friends is what you created into your reality, but because they were in your reality, you felt as though that they were blocking you, when in fact it was you blocking you. That was your ego blocking you from going forward to where it is you had to go. And that was called life of betterment, of empowerment, of becoming your higher self. That's where you were blocking yourself from. Once you learn how to maneuver around and learn how to navigate and change your perspective on life, that's when your cups, and that's when God started to grant you all your wishes. But you first had to learn how to realize that you cannot change the past. You cannot change the past. Things you cannot change, but the things that the wisdom, the things that you can change, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two is what has got you this wish granted. Letting go of the past, letting go of the past, letting go of the past, and being happy within your own self. Being happy and true, and being your authentic self, being honest, being honest with you, being honest, being happy with you, and allow yourself to start to heal and get your blessings with the Ace of Pentacles. That's what it's all about. Manipulating the universe, manipulating your energy, into realizing that I am in my own way. I'm in my own way. I was in my own way. Because I allowed whatever it was to stop me from living. And I understand that we all go through tragic, and we all go through a lot of things in life. We do. We all go through a lot of things in life. But when you begin to harbor things into your energy, you stop yourself from living. Don't you know a lot of people left this earth. A lot of people left this earth, left this world with bitterness and hatred in their hearts, because they never forgave themselves, and they never forgave a person or that person. And so they died, and they left this world with hatred and bitterness within their soul. Do you want to leave this world with hatred and bitterness, and because of what someone done, because of what happened? No, you transmute that, or you learn how to forgive for you. It's never about that other person. It's about you. Forgiving you. Some of you are working on it. Some of you are working on this. You're being patient. You're pouring into yourself. 8 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. A lot of you are working on that very thing that you've been harboring for years. And you felt like if you hold on to it, you got power, when in fact it's eating you inside out. You have no power. You think you have power, but you don't have power. You don't have power because you're holding on to it, but you think because it's control, you're controlling it, that you have power, but when in fact you don't have power. You're just holding on to something that has no substance, no value to it, but you think it's power because it's controlling. You're holding it, when in fact you have no light of it. There's no light coming through. You're just holding it. You're holding darkness within your own soul. And when you hold darkness in your soul, there is no light. Where there's no light, there is no life. Where there's no life, there's no living. You're just existing. So why you think you're controlling something that has happened to you years ago, a long time ago, recently, or whenever, you think that you have the power. You don't have the power. The power has you. You don't have the power. Once you let go of that, you have become, once you let go of what has held power over you, because remember, you never had the power. You thought you had the power. You never had the power. The power had you. Once you realize that, that's when the Page of Pentacles come in. That's when you got all your power back and things begin to happen. That's when you become of substance, of value. That's when offers and blessings and beautiful things start to unfold in your life. The whole time you was holding power, you thought you had control, when in fact you never had control. The power had control of you. It just took you realizing and having an epiphany and changing your perspective that the way that you're doing, you're not living. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. It took time. Queen of Swords. You had a blockage. Queen. Both these cards came out in the reverse. Big blockage. Heart chakra. Holding on, blocking, you were blocking yourself. You thought that by having control, you were blocking what it was that someone done or whatever happened. But in reality, you were blocking yourself. It had power over you. Both of these cards are in the reverse. It had parts. Yeah, some of you are in regret. Some of you regret. It's something that you don't have power over. You can't change it, but you're in regret. And so therefore, if you hold on to it, you feel like that's your power, when in fact it's not. It never was your power. The power had taken you. And it says, we all have regret about something in life. The lesson to learn is not to dwell on it. The wisdom. God, grant me the serenity to change the things that grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. But the things that I can change, and the wisdom, that I might not be saying it right, but the wisdom to know the difference. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, but change the things that I can, and accept the wisdom to know the difference. That's like the wisdom to know the difference. The serenity prayer. Serenity prayer. Regretting, holding on to things that had power over you. You never had the power. You thought you had the power because you controlled it. You controlled how you feel or how you this. You really thought you had the power when you really didn't have the power. The power of the low vibration had you. Learning that all these years you were just going through the motions and you were just existing and you never had power, but you just thought you did because you held it tight. And the whole time it was dark. And I cut the deck and it says, suck it up, suck it up. I said it before, it's a loss. It's a loss you can't get back. You know, you gotta, sometimes we just gotta accept the fact we lost. Whether you're a man or woman watching me and you lost somebody that you messed up and you lost the best thing ever happened to you, or a woman lost the best thing that ever happened to whatever, the best, you suck it up, you lost. You can't get it back, it's done, it's over. And it says, suck it up, buttercup. We all make mistakes and we can't always have things our way. Now that you know that, what are you going to do about it? Sometimes we got to suck it up. Sometimes we just got to suck it up and realize that we can't change it. Hey, it doesn't happen. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't go back in time. I can't take it back. I can't, whether this is somebody you lost, you lost a good woman, you lost a good man, you put yourself in a situation you shouldn't have done, you made the wrong decision, you made a left instead of a right, you went south instead of west, you went east instead of north, whatever it was, whatever the road you went down and you didn't, yeah, I'm positive thoughts, the energy in this reading, Spirit guys, is God is saying, I need you to realize that there's things, ask God to grant you the serenity prayer to accept the things that you cannot change that has happened in your life, and the mistakes that you have made in your life, and the wrongs and the wrongs that you couldn't rewrite. God wants you to start to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for what you did not know. Forgive yourself for whatever mistakes that you've made in the past, and stop regretting and beating yourself up, and because all it's doing is holding you back from living. A lot of people regret a lot of things that they've done, and you just have not forgiven yourself. And I feel like you need to take the time out and forgive yourself and learn and just learn from it, that we all make mistakes and we all done made bad decisions. But you got to stop beating yourself up. You can't beat yourself all your life. Some of you done beat yourself up half of your life. Some of you done went through the last 9, 10, last decade, 2 decades of beating yourself up over something that you cannot change. It's already done. Time is left. We're in 2025. This is a reminder. It's time to forgive yourself. Now, this may not resonate with everybody. It may not. This may not even be your reading. But somewhere along the line, this can relate to everybody, that we all done made mistakes in our life that we're not proud of. We all done something in our life that we're not proud of. We all have something in our consciousness that eats us up. Something that you done, that you've been beating yourself up, and you gotta let it go. You gotta find some healing. You gotta find some light in that somewhere, so that you can start to live again. Until next time, Virgo.